Yo, what is up people? It is your boy Ferro with a video, and today we're going to be discussing about the Payback War. Marco and the Whitebeard pirates versus Blackbeard and his commanders, and possibly with Aokiji. Now, what do we know about the Payback War? The Payback War was a war that happened 1 year after the time skip between the Marines and the Whitebeard pirates, which was also called the War of the Best. Now, at this point in time, we don't exactly know if Aokiji was involved with Blackbeard at the time. It is kind of hinted that Blackbeard and Aokiji just teamed up recently, but it is possible. And a lot of people say that that was what Aokiji had to do in order to join the Blackbeard pirates, like some sort of initiation process for one to join the crew. So he had to fight alongside Blackbeard to beat Marco, and maybe that's why the Whitebeard pirates lost that badly. Having Aokiji on your side is a massive boost in power. He went toe-to-toe against Kaido, who is the fleet admiral, the current fleet admiral, and a lot of people consider the fleet admiral to be around that Yonko level. So it's definitely crazy. So it's no surprise Marco got wrecked. I mean, even if Aokiji wasn't there, I still think Marco gets wrecked because Blackbeard is absolutely broken. Now, going back to the Payback War, one thing we know is that Marco lost the war, and it was stated that it was an overwhelming loss. So these guys got absolutely destroyed. Obviously, this is due to the fact that they lost Ace and their captain Whitebeard, and as revenge they went up against Blackbeard, hence the name Payback War. But Marco inevitably lost the war. Now, what people need to realize is that this is a war. There had to be casualties on both sides, but I'm gearing towards the Whitebeard pirates having a lot more casualties than Blackbeard. Now, the last war we witnessed was Marineford. 2 people died, Ace and Whitebeard. Now, these are prominent individuals in the story. Now, in the case of the Payback War, there's no way Marco and his allies lost the war without no casualties. There's a prominent theme when it comes to Blackbeard. Not even just Blackbeard, but something his entire crew are known for. They kill people for their devil fruit, especially if it's a really powerful one. We also learned from Sabo that these guys go hunting strong devil fruit users so they can steal their abilities and make their own crew stronger, the Blackbeard pirates stronger. Now, the big names in the Whitebeard crews with strong devil fruits are Marco and JOZU'S, and some of Whitebeard's allies. I'm not sure. I think some of those guys actually have some devil fruits, but they never actually showed them at Marineford. But Marco and JOZU'S are the biggest target in this war. Not only are they powerhouses for the crew, but they also have the best devil fruits as well. So it's kind of a win-win for Blackbeard. Now, Marco was obviously the biggest target here, him having a rare devil fruit, but I feel like they tried to kill Marco, but they couldn't. Now, there's actually a theory that Marco actually died in the war, but he got revived since the Phoenix has the ability to revive from death. So maybe it's some sort of like a special trait of his devil fruit. Now, that's really hacks when you think about it, and I don't think Oda is gonna go crazy with that. So maybe Marco can only do it once, and he used it once against Blackbeard and survived Blackbeard. So it makes sense that they couldn't put Marco down. So I feel like the next big target was JOZU'S. Again, JOZU'S having a decent paramecia, the diamond fruit, one of the best defensive abilities we've ever seen from the series, and this is where I think they jumped JOZU'S. Now, again, just like how all the commanders jumped to Whitebeard, something similar happened to JOZU'S. And we also know JOZU'S lost his hand against Aokiji, so he was at a massive disadvantage, and I'm not sure if that nerfs him, but it probably does nerf him. Like, losing an arm is kind of a big thing. I'm not sure about the Yonkos. The Yonkos are too strong for, they can lose both of their arms and just 2 Yonkos. So, but these are Yonko commanders we're talking about here, so it probably nerfed him to some extent. And so he was definitely at a disadvantage when it came down to fighting, and I can see Blackbeard going for the weakest link. This man has 1 arm, let's focus all our power on killing him, and this is where they killed JOZU'S and took his devil fruit. And that devil fruit was probably given to shillew. Again, shillew didn't have a devil fruit, and he's basically the right hand to Blackbeard. So he's probably the first person to get a power up in the entire crew. Again, the potential foreshadow that Zoro will cut Diamond against his fight against shillew later on in the series. The whole thing Das Bones were saying in Alabasta, where you might as well just cut Diamond. So there's a foreshadow there that shillew might potentially have the diamond fruit. I think Roger's base, it's a known theory, everyone knows about it. But as far as the Payback War goes, I feel like it wouldn't make sense if there was no casualties in the war. People definitely died, and I'm not talking about fodder people we don't really know about. I'm talking about prominent Yonko commander, allied captain individuals here. And know, the whole thing with Marco, we saw Marco back in Zo. No, we didn't really see him. We saw a flashback and he kind of looked sad. Like, he really looked sad as hell. And maybe this is because, you know, not only did he just lose his captain, his ace, he also lost one of his close friends, which was JOZU. And, you know, that really had an effect on him. And he's really down right now. And, you know, he went into hiding and everything. But, you know, Marco is definitely coming back. Again, once we find him and we go fight Kaido, he's really gonna be a big help against Kaido's crew. Maybe he solves one of the calamities, and him having a mythical zone, it goes so well with, you know, the theme of Kaido's crews. All of them there are zones as well, so maybe they're gonna be impressed with Marco. You know, this guy has one of the best devil fruits and everything there. But what do you guys think? Comment down below. Do you think people actually died in this war, or do you think no one died and they, you know, they just retreated and everyone was safe and no one died from this war basically? But what do you guys think? Comment down below. It is Ferro, and I will see you guys later. Peace.